For better or for worse, lately we've all been paying a lot more attention to germs. And typically we'll use the toilet seat as a benchmark, at least in our minds, for something that we think is super dirty. But I'm here to tell you, there are many things in your house and in the world that are way dirtier and way grosser than a toilet. Things that you don't think about, you don't pay attention to. Things that probably aren't getting cleaned with the same level of detail that your toilet seat is getting cleaned with. So in this video, we're gonna deep dive into some pretty gross, germy areas and find out what is actually dirtier than a toilet seat. I've got an exciting announcement. We have just launched a new YouTube channel called Makers Clean. Obviously, that's what we would call it because we are talking all about products, tools, and techniques on this channel. It's really a deep dive into cleaning brought to you by your favorite microfiber cloths. We'll be talking about those too on there, as well as new styles and new product drops. So make sure you subscribe to the Makers Clean channel, and I've got a link for you in the description box down below. This looks innocent, but it is criminal how dirty it is. Think about what your toothbrush holder actually does. Sure, it might look fancy and match your bathroom decor, but it has a disgusting job. After you finish brushing your teeth, which is, by the way, one of the dirtiest places on your body, you've got tons of bacteria in your mouth. You rinse your toothbrush, it's soaking wet, and you take it and pop it back in your toothbrush holder wet so that it can drip dry into your toothbrush holder. And over time, your toothbrush holder can become discolored and smelly because so much bacteria is building up inside or around. In fact, I am so grossed out by toothbrush holders that I don't use one. I lay a washcloth on my counter that I change out very regularly, and I dry my toothbrush after use so that I don't ever have to deal with a gross toothbrush holder. I am just so turned off by them. So if you do have one and it's nasty, you can soak it in vinegar for about 30 minutes to try and loosen up any of that hardened buildup. A great thing to do is just to put it on the top rack of your dishwasher the next time you're running through a load. And if it's not dishwasher safe, you can give it a good scrub with dish soap and water after that vinegar soak. A car is one of those private little places where you can just be yourself. And thanks to tinted windows, most people can't even see what you're doing in there. Now, when you have to go and fill up that car, I would just caution you to think about the last 10 people who have used that gas pump before you. What have they been doing in their cars that you don't know about? At least that's what goes on in my head, which is why, and I'm not a germaphobe, but I do think that way. So when I pick up a gas pump, I make sure that I'm very mindful about what I touch after. And again, I pre-COVID was not someone who used hand sanitizer after going to the gas station pump. But now I always look for that Starbucks napkin or a piece of paper towel or a piece of junk mail, and I try to use that. I'm laughing telling you this because I know it sounds crazy, but I've actually just become so much more attentive to how gross the gas pump is. So the whole point of this is they're not as clean as they should be, and just be mindful when you're using one that you don't touch your face or eat anything after using one until you have had the chance to wash your hands. Or if you're someone that loves hand sanitizer, use hand sanitizer before you eat something. Ride sharing is easy and convenient, but it's also not as regulated as a cab or a rental car. And this was made very, very clear by a study that was done on the dirtiest places in rideshare cars, rental cars, and cabs. And what was found was that the rideshare cars were overwhelmingly more disgusting than a cab or a rental car. Because if you think about it, the latter two, when somebody is done using the vehicle, a cab driver has to drive the car back to a depot at the end of the day because they are regulated. Those cabs have to be cleaned and maintained. They have to be in good working order. Same thing goes for rental cars. But when you hop into a rideshare vehicle, you don't know whose car it is. You don't know who was in there before you. You don't know if the person who's driving the car, you don't even know if it's their car, but you don't know if they're taking care of their car. They might have 5 air fresheners going and offer you a mint, but you might not know the last time that they actually took a wipe and cleaned the interior of the vehicle. Drains are one of those things that are out of sight, out of mind. But I can tell you, having cleaned a gross drain, they are disgusting. Whether they are drains in your kitchen or drains in your bathroom, let's just talk about how they function for a minute. You're welcome, plumbing community, so that everyone else understands exactly why you have to take good care of your drains and make sure that they're clean. Otherwise, they will become filthy. So here's what happens. You rinse everything down a drain, you don't see it, you don't think about it. If you have long hair, or in the case of the kitchen, food bits, back to the bathroom, you've got soap and soap scum and dead skin cells and everything else that goes down the drain, whether it's the sink or the shower. Eventually, you're going to start to get a buildup. So hair tangles up down there, then soap gets caught, bacteria. It just becomes a mass of really disgusting stuff that eventually one day is going to stop up your drain, whether again it's the shower or your sink. You will then have to clean that out and you'll pull out something that looks like a living, thriving being. It's just gonna be a big mass of hair, it's gonna stink, and it's truly one of the most gut-wrenching experiences I've ever had. So here's what I want to tell you. Make sure that you're taking good care of your drains in your bathroom. Use a drain cleaning tool fairly regularly, and there are also products that you can use that are safe for the environment. You can dump them down your drain, run water, and they will kind of blast it out and give it a good cleaning. For your kitchen drain, you want to make sure that that sink trap is cleaned on a regular basis. We throw ours in the dishwasher actually, because that traps all sorts of disgusting things. And you can also use the same product to go down your kitchen sink. Now, one final tip, you don't want to throw fats, oils, or grease down your kitchen drain, and you want to make sure that food is not going down there because food will rot and then your drain will stink. Pre-pandemic, I'm sure that for most of us, the location of our purse, backpack, gym bag, grocery bag didn't exactly cross our minds on a daily basis. You'd sort of put it down, pick it up, and not think twice about it. I thought about it, but a lot of people didn't. And in fact, when you go to a hotel room, those luggage stands exist so that you don't have to put your luggage on your bed. So many people would do that. But now we know we've got to be a little bit more attentive about germs. We have to kind of think about where things were and where they will be, and can we get anything from that? So when it comes to a purse, a bag, or a backpack, things happen inside of there that can get dirty, that don't get cleaned on a regular basis. Case in point, a gym bag. You can have clothes that sit in there for a while and stink. Your water bottle you probably haven't cleaned in a while. That can be quite germy and dirty and smelly. And even the bottom of those bags. Let's say you get off of transit and you get into your home and you kind of plop your bag down on your counter or your bed. All of a sudden you start to think twice about where you should be putting those things, because who knows what they can pick up along the way, but they're dirty. And that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, since the pandemic has hit, how have your attitudes and opinions changed about what is truly dirty? Specifically, what is the item or object or thing that you didn't care about before that now you are so particular about? Let me know in the comments down below. For me, it's the keypad on a payment machine. I like using tap wherever possible, but if I have to punch in my PIN code, now what I do is I take out another card and I use the corner of that card to enter in my PIN code because I don't want to touch that thing. Make sure you're following us over at makers.clean on Instagram. Here are a couple of other videos I think you're going to love. And if you want to subscribe to the Makers Clean YouTube channel, you can click this button right over here. There is a button down there that lets me know you care, so click it if you liked this video, and click this button right here to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel and begin your journey to a cleaner life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.